One of the reasons that collaboration is so important is that ideas are everywhere today. You know, at one point, we used to think that if you could create a really big organization, then you could basically control all of the ideas that would be useful to everyone in the world. But that's not the world we live in anymore. Now we find great ideas live on the edges of society. They're not really connected to big, centralized and controlled entities. Because of technology and other social networks and ways of spreading information, we now have great thinkers everywhere. If our organizations are not going to be disrupted by these great thinkers who are out there doing things every day, maybe not part of organizations, then we have to find ways of working with them. We have to find them. We have to bring them in. We have to use their ideas. We have to support them because we won't be able to do it alone. There's just not enough time. There's just not enough money. And there's just not enough creativity in our existing organizations to think that there aren't others out there that are doing things that we could take advantage of. And so to me, what's really important if we're really interested in solving society's problems is not being so focused on what we can do alone, but getting out there and finding those who have other solutions that we can use to really help move our world forward. Here's some things charities should consider when entering into collaborations. First is trust. It's hard to work with people who you don't trust, and believe me, they won't want to work with you if they don't trust you. So organizations should demonstrate their trustworthiness, and one way of doing that, of course, is by adhering to the BBB standards for charity accountability. Another thing that charities should consider when entering into collaborations is taking a portfolio approach. That's what you want to try to build into your organization. This portfolio of relationships that you have with different organizations, different partners, some traditional, some non-traditional, that are working to create new value. It's also important that organizations have a vision. And by that, I think it's important that organizations think out 7 to 10 years and imagine what the world will be like then and what value they'll be adding as an organization then and how they'll want to go about it and who some of the players they may want to be working with are. And by thinking out longer term, you can actually better understand what you need to do today. It's also important when you enter into a collaboration to know what you want out of the collaboration, of course, but it's equally important to know what your partner wants and what your partner needs. Usually we enter into relationships where we're focused solely on getting what we need out of the relationship. But I think we're at a time now where our success is really going to be tied to the success of others, and we need to be doing what we can to assure our partner's success so that we can be successful. So what are some of the benefits of collaborating? Well, one benefit of collaborating is that you get to create new value. And many organizations are struggling just to keep their existing programs going and functioning well. Where do you find the time and energy to innovate and create the next new thing that's going to drive and propel your organization's mission? Secondly, when you collaborate, you actually get to spread the risk of failure among different players, and so the cost of innovation goes down. Imagine being in a situation where you want to do something but you don't have the resources to do it, but maybe you have a piece of the puzzle. Wouldn't it be better to take your piece and combine it with the pieces of many others and create something great so that going forward we have something that the world needs and can use and take advantage of?